And I would be totally transparent with you, the audience, and I would say, okay, this would really help the show. And I'll give you an example. Tonight, Browns, Bengals, Burrow, Baker. What would help the herd tonight? Baker is awful. He totally unravels. Getting into a shouting match with OBJ and Kevin Stefanski. He gets benched, and Case Keenum comes in and saves the day. That would help the herd. I could walk in here with a hangover, 3 minutes of prep, and do the show. That'd be the easiest show I've ever done in my life. Help the herd. OBJ has one catch. Screaming at Baker. It unravels tonight. I mean, that's the only reason we're watching, right? Is Baker Mayfield. Like, who would watch these two teams? Why would this matter? Because Joe Thomas, Mr. Cleveland Brown, admitted yesterday, let's read the quote. I will for the radio audience, TV audience will see it. Baker just didn't look very confident. He didn't put the ball where it needed to go. And I think it's really fair to say that week 2, more pressure. He understands this is his year to prove it. Or they might have to find somebody else. He's admitting it. Folks, I don't think that's going to happen. I think Baker will play fine and Cleveland will win. But the reason we're watching tonight is that potential unraveling. All you Baker Mayfield fanboys, we got a power outage in Ohio last week. Nobody tweeted me. He's not a number 1 pick. He's shorter than you'd want. He's cockier than you'd want. He's less accurate than you'd want. He's less athletic than you'd want. You look around the league at these quarterbacks, he's not a number 1. And by the way, I've lost a lot of arguments. I won this one. It's over. Westbrook and this. Baker Mayfield, I won. But Colin, there is no but Colin. The reason we're watching the game tonight is because we know Baker Mayfield is about 3 more crappy Sundays from there moving off. In fact, I'll make the argument tonight that if Joe Burrow plays with not even half of Baker's talent, if Burrow looks better and loses, it's 24-23, but you come away saying, how the hell did Burrow take that offensive line and those pieces and keep it close? There will be people in the room that will go, hey, you hit on some picks, you miss on some picks. We're watching for Baker tonight. I think he'll win. I think he'll play fine. He should. But when you, and this is what I said back when they drafted him, if you are a first-round quarterback, you have to have something that is special. Lamar Jackson's speed, Kyler Murray's accuracy and escapability, Josh Allen's arm, Carson Wentz's size and arm. There's got to be something where you're like, oh, okay, that doesn't come off. Even Paxton Lynch was a bust. You looked at his size and went, whoa, that guy can move for it. Look, you could make the argument. There's a little Big Ben there. There's none of that with Baker. He's a little short. He's not that accurate. He's not that athletic. What's the wow? There isn't any. Doesn't mean he can't be successful. I said, I think he's a franchise quarterback potentially somewhere. If he gets some continuity, Cleveland won't get any. But to be a first-round guy, Mahomes' arm, Allen's size, escapability of Kyler Murray's got 17 starts. 17. Are any of us, and by the way, doesn't have close until last weekend, DeAndre Hopkins, close to Baker's talent. It doesn't take this long. Unless, like Sam Darnold, and I understand the critics, you got a coach nobody likes, an awful offensive line, every receiver officially this morning is hurt in New York, and Le'Veon Bell hates the coach and he's on the IR. Then you get to a point where, okay, I got to give a quarterback a fair chance. But we are watching tonight. We're not watching for Joe Burrow. He doesn't have some legacy. He's certainly not controversial. He's not polarizing. Nobody cares about Cincinnati nationally. We're watching for Baker. And we're watching because he wasn't a number 1 pick. It was a reach. And we all know, including Joe Thomas, he gets outplayed tonight. He loses tonight, and he is losing a big chunk of the room. Don't think he will, but that's why we're watching. So I saw this. For the people that don't get LeBron, the 4 on the earth that don't, LeBron James has broken the record officially in the NBA. His 16th All-NBA selection. There's so much talent in this league. Just go look at the second and the third. I mean, Kawhi Leonard made second team. That's how much talent the NBA has. Jokic for Denver made the second team. It's Harden, it's Luka, it's LeBron, it's Giannis, Anthony Davis. Officially, LeBron is the greatest player for the longest duration ever. I did not say the GOAT. He is the greatest player. Kareem is second place in my opinion. But he has now surpassed Kareem. He's the greatest player for the longest period of time. And for the record, I'm not really a longevity guy. That I've always said in baseball for the Hall of Fame, are you great, Jim Rice, for 10 years? You're a Hall of Famer. I don't care if you compiled the most doubles over 27 years or you had the most seasons with the fewest errors at second base over 27 years. I'm into great. A lot of people work at one job for 35 years. Congratulations. You were content. You played it safe. I don't think it's bad, but I don't think it translates to great. LeBron is the greatest player in the history of basketball on the planet for the longest duration. And it's hard to be great a long time as a business or a player, a business or an athlete. There's cultural changes. You get some bad executives. You're constantly getting poached. You know, LeBron's teammates, he loses a company loses their best engineer, their best vice president. Sometimes you have bad products. Sometimes an athlete has injuries, bad teammates. But let me make this comparison. LeBron is Microsoft and Michael Jordan is Apple. Apple and Michael Jordan are more glamorous, more popular, have more iconic moments. You know, LeBron, the block. We could argue over his second most iconic play. The block is it, right? Michael's got like 8 of those. The hand switching here and the Craig Elo jumper and the jam over the Knicks. Michael's got like 10 of those. LeBron's got the block and then like 17 years of amazing. That's Microsoft. Apple fired Steve Jobs, had a huge downturn, disappeared in America. Michael Jordan retired twice. Second team, he was crappy. But the duration of LeBron and Microsoft was founded in 86. By 89, it was an economic force in America. It's never had a downturn. It is not as glamorous as Apple. It's not as cool as Apple. It is not as iconic as Apple. They don't have an iPhone. But every company in America uses Microsoft of any size. Every single one. We all use Apple. Every company in America that matters in the world uses Microsoft. And that is LeBron. I'm not arguing GOAT. You can argue Apple, Microsoft, what matters more. It's personal. But to go 31 years as a company or 17 years as an athlete and have no big downturn. I mean, we knocked LeBron for losing in the finals. That's the knock on him. He's going to blow Jordan away in every stat. The knock on LeBron is, well, I mean, he lost that finals with Matthew Dellavedova to a dynasty. Whew, that's some criticism. And I guess the knock on Microsoft is, they didn't kind of missed on the phone. And I'm not a longevity guy. And I get that MJ's more popular, more iconic, more glamorous, more stylish. I get the Apple MJ argument. I get that. And I'm not a longevity guy, but to be great as a company for 30 years, a power, and to be great as an athlete for 17, injuries, bad coaches, bad owners. I mean, you talk about cultural changes for companies. How about cultural changes for LeBron? LeBron walked into the NBA as a freight train, and he had to become a three-point shooter. The game changed. It doesn't even look like it used to. When LeBron came into the league, centers dominate the league. Now Steph Curry, who weighs less than me, is now the guy that can literally change a series in 3 minutes. There's no arguing. 16th first-team All-NBA. LeBron James is officially the greatest basketball